Hey, what's up guys, this is Guardian Darksider here, and I'm here to show you my nekroz deck profile after the April 1st ban list. Now, as most of you know, in my last video where I did the Yugioh deck profile, I told you that I like random decks that are just made to have fun. But I realized that a lot of you just want to be in the meta, and when you think I use these random decks, you're probably going to call me something like a cock wizard. And like in my last video, in the comments here, I asked you all to call me a fucking dick. Let's have it in this video. After every comment, just write ... you cock wizard. Because again, I want to make sure you're paying attention to these videos. They're very, very informative. Anyway, let's get on with the deck profile. First off is 3. Manju with 10,000 hands. This card is just great. Get a ritual monster, a ritual spell. The only problem with him is I can't run more of him because he's just amazing. Next up is 3 Senju of the 1,000 hands. This card is also really good, but it only searches out ritual monsters, which can work fine, I guess, in this deck if you just want to search like Colossus, then get the ritual spell. It's still pretty good. You still gotta run 3 of them. Next up is 2 Shirit, Strategist of the Nekroz. Now Shirit's just great because you can use him as a whole tribute for a ritual summon of Nekroz. And if he's ritual summoned, then you can just search out ritual Nekroz warrior monster. So that's just good. Yeah, you only run 2 of them. You don't want to run 3. 3 is just too many for this monster. Next up, which I think is a great idea, 2 Max C's in the main deck, because pretty much every deck you're going to be facing is going to do a lot of special summoning now. And this is normally side, but there's only 2 right here. I side the third one, which works really well because every deck is going to have a lot of special summoning. This is usually like never dead in my hand. It's just amazing. Just a really good card to have in the hand. Next up is my Dance Princess of the Nekroz. You're going to use this occasionally. Not really much. This oftentimes ends up getting sided out for something more I need. This helps, ritual spells can't be negated, ritual monsters can't be targeted on the Nekroz. Still really good to have for the first game. Next up is Jin, Rooster of Rituals. Mine is signed because I go to locals and I'm a cock wizard. I just have my friends sign my cards. But besides all that being me being a cock wizard and all, this is great because it's just, when you use it for ritual summon, you can just stop special summoning. The Jin lock is just great to have first game. It can end games, usually, against decks that can only special summon. And the last regular monster, it's not ritual, is 1 Effect Veiler. Very self-explanatory, just negate effects. That's it. That's really going to save you more often than you think. Okay, now for the ritual monsters, which is the fucking point of this deck. First off is 3 Valkyrias. Ever since Brio went to 2, and everyone got really sad, you have to run 3 of these now, because it's gotten so relevant in the meta. Just the way that you can tribute 2 monsters and draw 2 cards, or just end your opponent's battle phase, really will save you a lot in this game. Next up, 3 Nekroz of Unicorn. This is really good when you just want to use Kaleidoscope, send Herald of Arclight, just get this and get a search. But what I like to do is occasionally just ditch to the graveyard, and then just get a Nekroz monster back from the graveyard. That has won me games when I went into time, whereas my last turn, I just used Unicorn to get back Valk, and he couldn't attack me, so we just lost the game. That was how I won my latest tournament, which was yesterday, actually. Alright, next up is 2 Brionix. Oh, Brionic, it's just an amazing card. You can search out a Nekroz, really. That's all you really ever need to do. You're not really going to summon him that much. Unless you're going against like Burning Abyss or Cliff, or for some fucking reason they're still there. And just bounce 2 monsters in the extra deck. Brio is just amazing. I can see why I went to 2 and made the deck way too unfair. And since at 2 it's still really balanced. But this just showed the need to run 3 Valk in the deck. Alright, next. 2 Colossus. This is a really good card. Honestly, he's sort of ignored sometimes, but he's just a really good card. Just search out ritual spell, and I'll usually only ritual summon him if I can get Jin. So in my graveyard, if I want to go for a Laval chain, or I just have him in my hand, I just use Jin, get this monster, put him in defense. Oftentimes my opponent cannot do anything, and they just get kind of angry and call me a cock wizard. So it's just he's really good to have. Next up, the 1-ofs is 1 Nekroz of Gungnir. Just save. Basically, you're not really going to summon this that much. You're just going to save one of your monsters so it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. one nekroz of Trishula. Mine's in German, so it's a good thing I know the effect by heart. Basically, when it's summoned, you just banish one card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. Also keep in mind that they have to have one of each in their hand, field, and graveyard to activate it. If they have no cards on field, you can't activate it. But what's really good about this that people often forget is you can just discard this card, and this one nekroz monster can't be targeted by an effect. That'll actually work much more often than you think it does. Like, that's often what I use Trishula for. And the last one nekroz of Decisive Armor. Sometimes he'll occasionally like win you a game or just get over a really big monster. But oftentimes I end up siding him out because he's not the most useful nekroz. He's level 10. It's really hard to get him out unless you have Charit. Alright, that's the monsters. Now for the spell lineup. You run 2 nekroz Mirror, 2 nekroz Kaleidoscope, and 2 nekroz Cycle. You don't want to run any more than that. Mirror is pretty good because you just banish nekroz monsters. You can. Kaleidoscope's just sent from the extra deck. And Cycles, just get one back from the graveyard. They all have their purpose, and they're all going to be necessary in a duel. Next up, another weird thing in my main deck is 2 Shared Rides. And like the Maxis, I have the 3rd inside. Again, there's not really going to be many opportunities where you're not going to use these. Every deck in the meta right now is just sort of centered around special summoning and searching. So this is just great to have first game. Next up, I run 2 Books of Eclipse. This is great because it flips all monsters face down. However, during the end phase, they're all flipped face up, and for each of your opponent's monsters gets flipped face up. They draw 1 card. That's okay. Usually, just gonna have it when they have 1 monster, you're gonna draw 1 card. It's still not too good in that scenario, but it's still a fairly good card. It can really save you. And then another book, my Book of Moon. Just flip 1 face up monster face down. In this deck, you need more books than a library, honestly. Like, you don't think more books is spell books. Christ. And I even ran those. They have so many books. Too many books. I didn't like it because, I don't like reading that much. And then the 1 Prep of Rites. This thing went 3 to 1. It's still a great card, though, but you're not going to get it as often now. Search out a level 7 ritual monster. Get a ritual spell from grave. Really good. Really good to have. Okay, 1 Raigeki, also signed, because I'm a massive cock wizard, and this thing is actually pretty much destroyed. It's barely even allowed at my luck list because it's in really bad condition on the back. Alright, now for the trap lineup. I have 1 Vanities. Just stop social summoning, it's limited. Most people aren't going to expect it. And that's the whole trap lineup. Alright. It's a main deck of 40 cards. Now it's time to go into the extra deck. Since you have Kaleidoscope, we're going to be sending a lot of stuff from the extra deck, and what I send normally is I have these 2 level 12s. There's Barbaroid and Shooting Quasar Dragon. I have this level 11 Star Eater. It's Ghost Rare. It's kind of difficult to see in this light, I understand. But just take my word for it, it is a Star Eater. There you go. I run 1 level 10. You can run any level 10. I run this one. This Nether Soul Dragon, whatever the fuck. I've never summoned this. I'm not going to, or ever. Like, I could use Effect Failure and Trishula. I'm not going to do that. You will never see me do that in my life. Actually, yeah, I can't actually because it needs a non-true Dragon Time order, so I'm never going to summon it. So it's just for that. Now 1 level 6, there's Yugioh Guardian, just for Brionic usually, pretty much. I've used this 1 time. Just one. Now the main thing you're going to send is these 2 Heralds of Arclight, the level 4s. Just get Unicorn and get a Search. It's really like suitable to whatever needs you have. Now for the Xyz monsters, there's 1 Honor Arc, great card, 1 Castel, 1 Lava Valchain, Daggesto Emerald, Abyss Dweller, Cowboy for Game, Rhapsody and Berserk. And this is incomplete right now. This is only 14 cards. If I had a choice of the 15th, I'd probably say Diamond Dire Wolf. Normally, I would, like before the ban list, I would have said Exciton, but Cliff Forts has just become really less of an issue so far. Like, as a fucker at my locals, he uses Hidden Armory, so he has 4 sacrifices. That's great. But Exciton really became less relevant, and Diamond Dire Wolf is just a great card to have, so I'd prefer that, really. And I normally say that your side deck is up to you, but mine is sort of really oriented around side decking, because like 2 Maxis, 2 Shared Rides, so I'll just show you what I have so far. It's not complete yet, but it's close. 1 Denko Sekka, which can just win games against certain, like floodgate decks, just keeps you in trap cards. One Psy Blocker. This card is just really good in the mirror, or in any sort of format, really. Psy Blocker is just a great card to have. As I keep saying, for some fucking reason, I keep fucking saying, oh, it's a great card to have. But it legitimately is. And so Psy Blocker. I really want to run 2 of it, but then my friend doesn't have it right now, so I gotta wait for it. The 1 Max C that I still have. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. 3 Twister. Just because that gets rid of 6 back row. That's gonna win you the duel. This is a weird one. This is 2 Mirror of the Ice Barrier. This is a really weird spell. It mainly works against Trishula or Darklaw. Just you can banish twice their amount of shit. It's okay. I'd really take it out though, just for some more cards, better ones. The 3rd Shared Ride. 2 Real Decrees. Now I have my 3rd one. I just haven't put it in yet. So definitely run 3 of these. Take out one of the Mirrors of the Ice Barrier. And when I get another Psy Block, I'm gonna take out the other Mirror of the Ice Barrier. So we're not gonna use those. And finally, 1 Ring of Destruction. Because if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And if you didn't like it, it's a good thing you put a Ring of Destruction on it. Just destroy shit. Take damage, but whatever the fuck. Alright, so that's the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. And like, comment, and subscribe. Call me a cock wizard. And I will see you all another time.